Well, it is that time of the year again, the quarterly SEO is Dead talk. Google just had their I/O26 where they announced all of these cool products. And for the first time in 25 years, Google just reinvented their search bar. And they did that by adding AI agents that can book, decide, and buy things for you and for your customer. If you're a business owner that's watching this, you're probably wondering and thinking the same thing every other business owner is thinking: is marketing dead? Is SEO dead? Short answer, too long didn't read? No. The long answer, however, it kind of depends on what you've been doing. So let's quickly look at what Google talked about when it came out of their I/O26. The biggest thing that will affect business owners is AI mode. AI mode is the part of Google that you can click on and it will start to have a conversation. So you think answer engine AI. You ask a question and now it responds and you can continue that going. Probably the most popular one was Perplexity, but now Google has shown that they have over 1 billion users a month. So they decided that they're going to redesign the entire search box around AI. And now on top of that, they're rolling out search agents. So for the past year, for the past 2 years, we have heard Google is dead. SEO is dead. Well, listen, here's the thing. This is something that I have said for the longest time, and I'm still dying on this hill. SEO is not dead, and neither is Google. In fact, Google has done the thing that we need to do, and that is evolve. So what are these AI search agents? Think of them like little tiny AI helpers. And what they can do is that they can help you shop, they can help you look, they can help you compare, they can help you contrast and say, hey, I want to know the difference between this, and then help you also book appointments for the person that is searching. And they put that not only in the search bar, but they've also put that in their Google Maps. Now you can do that inside of Maps. And this is definitely going to change the way that Maps works specifically for local businesses. And I get it, sometimes local business owners, they're starting to panic. And listen, we don't need to panic. We just need to think through this. So this is what it means. Search isn't dying, but search is going to get smarter. In fact, it's already here. Search is already smarter. They have already started to make AI mode the main thing. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to use AI mode. So for those of you that are panicking, thinking, oh man, do I always have to use AI mode? Don't worry about it. You don't always have to use AI mode. People still type things into Google and people will still use key phrases, but they're still going to ask questions. It's just that AI mode makes it a little bit easier. So think of this, instead of typing in best AC repair in enter your town or best AC repair for this, what they're going to do is they're going to start probably asking who can fix my AC and who can fix my AC now, or where is the best plumber near me, or roof leaking now, need help, something like that. The thing is all it is that now they're just getting answers in a different format. So instead of the standard blue links and the map pack and all that sort of stuff, they're actually getting recommendation. So the question isn't, is search dead? The question is, does AI recommend you? So for business owners, it's yes, still, where are you ranking? But more importantly, does Google recommend you? And does AI recommend you? So listen, AI did not kill SEO. It's not that all of a sudden your website has become obsolete overnight and all the money that you spent. Listen, the Google Business Profile is not going anywhere. Anybody that is telling you SEO is dead is probably trying to sell you something or doesn't really understand how it works. So ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini and now Claude, all of those, they're all pulling from similar places. They're pulling from Google, they're pulling from Bing, they're pulling from your Google Business Profile, they're pulling from Bing places, they're pulling from different articles, they're pulling from all of these different places. And now what they're doing is that they're collating all of this information. So the foundation doesn't change. It's that the stakes just did get a little higher though. So here's what matters in 2026. There's 3 things. 1, your website still needs to do its job. 2, if you're a local business, your Google Business Profile needs to be alive and active. And 3, video now is starting to matter even more. So let's break down those 3 really quick. So the first thing is that your website obviously still needs to do its job. It doesn't need to just look pretty, but it needs to be effective. It needs to clearly say what you do, where you do it, and why someone should pick you over somebody else. Listen, Google and AI can't recommend your business if it doesn't understand it. Have you ever talked to somebody and it's like, hey, well, what do you do? And they just kind of word vomit. Well, listen, if you can't understand what they do and they don't necessarily understand what they do, AI is definitely not going to know what you do. So if the first words on your website are, welcome to so-and-so, founded in 2007, AI doesn't know what to do with that. Lead with the problem that you solve. You know, when this happens, we do this and we provide this solution. So problem, solution, and then let them know what you want them to do. Let them know what you do, where you do that, and how they can get in contact with you. That helps AI pick you over your competitors. So the second thing is that your Google business profile, it still needs to be alive. It still needs to be running. So you need to make sure that you have a complete profile with the correct primary category. You need to have real reviews that mention your service. You need to have photos and posts. And yes, you can actually put videos as part of your post. The businesses that are not being shown as high are the ones that have pretty much used it like the rotisserie, and they've just said it and they forgot about it. Google AI reads your profile to decide if you're worth recommending. It is not that your website is the puzzle. It is that it is a piece of the puzzle. Something that I always tell my clients is that your website is a piece of the puzzle. That's your website, your Google business profile, your social media, where you're showing up online, and even video, which we'll talk about in a moment. All of that is part of the search everywhere. And people are searching everywhere online, and that is the new SEO. And you want to make sure that your website, your Google business profile, and your online presence is showing that so that Google can recommend you. The third thing is that video matters more than ever. And listen, I'm not saying this just because video is trendy or because it's the fastest way, because it's not. But YouTube videos show up on Google because guess who owns YouTube? Google. So we got to think about it this way. If we are answering the questions that people are asking in our videos and making sure that we're putting them on YouTube, our website, on our socials, that is how people are going to get the questions answered that they're asking. And that's also how we're going to get cited by AI tools. One video does 3 jobs all at the same time. On your website, on your profile, on your video, they feed one another. So what do we not need to do? Well, the first thing that we don't need to do is that we don't need to separate ChatGPT strategy and a separate Gemini strategy and a separate Perplexity strategy, right? Even though sometimes you may hear that. What we need to do is that we need to think through, how am I showing up online? We need to start thinking, how am I showing up on Google? How am I showing up on my social media? How is my website doing? We need to start thinking of it in terms of strategy and not just throwing money at ads or just start creating a whole bunch of AI generated blogs. Because listen, Google is starting to de-index AI slop. We need to figure out, is our foundation solid? Are we showing up consistently and where our customers are at? And if we're not, how can we do that? So every time Google updates, every time the quarter comes around, every time it's the beginning of the year or the end of the year, people panic because they say SEO is dead and Google is dying and all that sort of stuff. But the thing is that the truth is simpler. Take care of your foundation. Show up consistently. Be specific about what you do and where you do it. Make it easy for both humans and AI to recommend you. Listen, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Shoot me a DM. I would love to chat with you about it and check out my website. So remember, Google is updated, but that doesn't mean you have to panic. Just make sure that you do the fundamentals.